what Governor Polis has done by granting clemency to one of the country's most recognizable election deniers sent the message that I think a lot of people, myself included, find really discouraging.
Well, Colorado Democrats voting to censure Governor Polis for granting clemency to Tina Peters. Now, this clemency order bars Governor Polis from speaking at future party events or participating in party functions for an unspecified period of time. 70-year-old Peters, the former Mesa County clerk, was sentenced to 9 years in prison in 2024 for her role in an election security breach. But Governor Polis cut that time in half, and she will be released on parole next month. Denver 7's Tyler Melito was there for the vote tonight and breaks down why nearly 90% of Democrats there say this is necessary.
Months ago, I knew this was going to happen. He hinted towards it months ago. Actually, I think it might have been over a year ago now when it really started to take public eye.
Clemency for Tina Peters stings for people like Ian Coggins.
I think it's frustrating to have to watch it happen in slow motion and not be able to do anything to stop it.
Coggins started a formal controversy complaint to the Colorado Democratic Party over Governor Polis's clemency decision for Peters, a document that had more than 700 signatures as of Wednesday night.
We're going to take institutional action to try and ensure it doesn't happen again.
One of those who signed is Leah Dean.
Actions are tied to what Governor Polis has done, which is undermine the trust in our elections. And I think that should have real consequences.
During Wednesday night's meeting of the Colorado Democratic Party's State Central Committee, party leaders briefly spoke about the governor.
The State Central Committee finds that Governor Jared Polis's decision to grant clemency to Tina Peters materially harmed the Colorado Democratic Party's institutional credibility and efforts to defend democratic institutions and election integrity.
And the party voted to censure the governor, a formal statement of disapproval, barring him from participating in events on behalf of the Democratic Party.
Is that this passes with 89.8% at yes votes.
Polis had his defenders too.
As a criminal defense attorney, I believe that Tina Peters was way too harshly sentenced. I believe he should have made the sentences run at the same time, concurrent as they call it. And so I believe that the governor made a brave decision, unpopular as it is.
In response to the complaint and Wednesday's meeting, the governor's office released a statement which said in part, quote, "One of the great things about the Democratic Party is that we are a big tent and there is a space to debate and disagree. No clemency decision should be granted only on whether it will be popular. The governor is often attacked on clemency decisions, but is a deep believer in mercy. No matter what, the governor will continue to fight to make life better for every Coloradan." Reporting in Denver, Tyler Melito, Denver 7.
And going in depth here, Vice President J.D. Vance believes Peters should be eligible to receive taxpayer-funded settlement money. Now, Vance says Peters could be a prime candidate for the president's nearly $2 billion anti-weaponization fund. It could be used to pay out those who claim they were victims of unwarranted prosecutions or investigations.
This innocent grandmother was going to spend 10 years in prison, completely disproportionate to any misdemeanor trespassing that I've ever seen. Was that fair? No. Is it reasonable for her to get some compensation for the fact that she was treated unfairly? I think the answer is yes.
Now, it's unclear why the vice president believes Peters could be eligible for that settlement money. The anti-weaponization fund is designed to compensate those who believe they were mistreated by prior administration's Justice Department. Peters was found guilty of state charges, not federal charges. Denver 7 will keep on this case every step of the way. You can catch up on our previous coverage right now on Denver7.com.